On an average, in America, 33,000 people die from gun violence. That equals 27,000 people per month. Wow, that's a lot of people. 600 per week, 91 people per day, and the time is now to evoke change. We call on Congress in your states to act now. As a mother, I couldn't imagine me getting that phone call and someone saying to me, your child is dead due to gun violence, whether it be from her own kind or from police. I couldn't imagine that would be something that any mother, any parent would never be able to deal with. So we want you today to listen to a few stories of parents or people that have had to experience or live through, well, not live through, but have had gun violence to affect them in some way, somehow in life. So again, the time is now. Change.
Dear America, I am Alton Sterling. I was just out doing what I usually do on any other night, trying to make a few extra bucks to take care of me and my family, not knowing that on July 5th, 2016, it would be my last day alive. Laying here in a pool of blood, shocked, hurt. Why did this man just shoot me when they are the ones attacking me and have both of my hands pinned down to the ground? I can't go out like this. I still have a family to take care of. Who will be the man in my son's life to make sure he doesn't go the route I took in the past? As my life is slipping away, all I can hope and pray is that these evil men do not get off for killing me and hurting my family and families across America. Did I deserve to die because I had a gun? America will find a reason to say I did. They will look up my records and say, oh well, he's a thug. Look at all the bad stuff he used to do. So my past defines who I am now and validates my killing? Right. They will post a pic of me looking like a thug instead of posting a pic of me being a good husband, a great father, a great person. America, I forgive you for the hatred and the racism of all the bad things you made and the race I go through. As a man who loves the Lord, I have to forgive you because at the end of all this, guess who will have the final say so? Jesus Christ, my Savior. But Black Americans, before I end this letter to you, I beg and I plead that you do not go out and act a fool. Don't go killing cops. I know it would make you feel like we are even now because you killed someone that has killed me, but don't do that. Killing them would just make things worse. It would not solve the problem. But if you want to do this for me, if you want to make things better, go to school and have a stronger mind. They can't take that from us. Open up Black-owned businesses. Support those businesses. Become those people in power who can make a change. If it's more of us in these positions, then we have a stronger say-so in America. Be strong. Be smart, courageous, and God-fearing. In my last words, I love my family. Thank you.
My name is Tamir Rice. I was born June 23rd, 2002, and died November 23rd, 2014. I was 12 years old when I died in the neighborhood park at Cadell Recreation Center, where I was sitting on a swing playing with a friend's toy gun in Cleveland, Ohio. A neighbor made a call of a suspicious juvenile pointing a pistol at people. The caller also stated that the gun was probably fake. However, this information was not relayed to 26-year-old Officer Timothy Loman and 46-year-old Frank Garnback, who within 2 minutes of arriving on the scene shot me and hit me in the torso. I died the next day. Surveillance videos of the shooting were released 4 days later. The city did an investigation, and 4 months later, The prosecution presented evidence to a grand jury, which declined to indict. My family fought hard for justice. People around the world fought hard for my justice. And eventually, my family settled for $6 million. I miss my mother, Samaria Warner, and my father, Leonard Warner. What they didn't know was my mother never allowed me to play with toy guns in our home. What they didn't know was I was just a regular child who enjoyed playing video games. I was smart. I enjoyed going to school. I enjoyed my family. I enjoyed being a kid. It was always stated that the children are the future, but I guess I never made it to that number. People around the world marched on my behalf. They held signs, but the only thing left to do now is kneel down. I thought that they would learn when the hands were up, they wouldn't shoot. That didn't work. I thought that they would learn after Eric Garner was choked to death. I thought that after the world saw Trayvon Martin didn't get justice, that we would make change. So my only message just to you around the world is to simply pray. Pray for your friend. Pray for your neighbor. Love one another. Little boys, continue to dream. Live. Work hard to be what you want to be in life. And most important, obey authority. Even if they're wrong, listen.
I am William Chapman, born February 28, 1997, killed April 22nd, 2015. Pat pat! The last sounds I heard. Rankin, 35-year-old trained in martial arts, disciplined not just prior to this for Nazi terrorist remarks for killing another individual in which he shot 11 times. Rankin said, "I lunged at him from yards away." This lunge led to him being in fear for his life. He shot me in the face, shot me in the chest. I may not have made all the right decisions in my life, but I did not deserve to die. It's not clear as what I was doing at Walmart on this day, but again, I did not deserve to die. To that add insult to injury, as I lay in a pool of my own blood, fatally wounded, Stephen Rankin then felt that I was still a threat and proceeded to handcuff my corpse. Transferred my lifeless body to the medical examiner, still in cuffs. Rankin's trial recently came up. They went for first-degree murder. They convicted him of manslaughter and gave him 2.5 years. I was Rankin's second victim he shot. His first victim was shot 11 times. I ask, in my final words, that you fight for judicial system reform so that laws will not be bent for law enforcement officers. I ask for you to show up at your city council meetings and sign petitions so that things of this nature cannot go forth unpunished. To my mother, you are not alone. And this is me personally speaking. I apologize that the 757 did not stand behind you as strongly as they should have in this incident, as strongly if they have stood with other individuals in the United States with similar instances. And I said, this is still baffles to me how this can make international headlines yet still has not hit home. 757, please stand up. Please stand up for injustices so things of this nature cannot go on anymore. 2.5 years, 2 human lives gone, not enough.
Good morning, my beautiful kings and queens. My name is Sandra Bland, and I was born on February 7th, 1987 in Naperville, Illinois. I'm known as the fun-loving, caring, bubbly Sandy to my family and friends. I attended Prairie View A&M University in Waller County, Texas. During my time at Prairie View, I volunteered with many organizations that helped others, joined the marching band, as well as Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. I graduated in 2009 with a degree in agriculture. During the first few months after graduation, I received a job at Prairie View's Corporative Extension Program, but it was only temporary. On July 8th, I received a call from Prairie View for an interview for a different position. On Thursday, July 10th, after I left Prairie View from signing my paperwork for my new position, I was pulled over by State Trooper Brian Encina for a minor traffic violation. On this day, my life changed forever. Trooper Encina claimed that I assaulted him during this stop when in all actuality, I was the one being assaulted, verbally and physically. While in police custody, I was signaling for help but was left with no assistance. No one took the time to listen to my side of the story in that facility, but by that Saturday, I was given a $515 bond and was able to call one of my sisters to try and get the resources together to get me out. Unfortunately for my family, they ran out of time because by 9 a.m. Monday morning, I was found hanging from a bathroom privacy partition in my cell with a noose around my neck, which was made out of a plastic jail-issued garbage bag. What we have to do now is continue the movement, not only for you, but for everyone, and remind people that Sandy still speaks.
Well, hello, sir. Who are you?
I'm Shelby, aka The Big Show, aka Shellbone, aka your petty friend.
Okay. So, today, being in light of everything that's going on today in the world, what does race in America means to you? More importantly, what does it mean to be an African American male in 2016?
To be an African American male in 2016 is honestly the same as it probably was in 1950 and up, because nothing's changed. It's just different people. Racism is still well alive, clearly. You still have cops harassing people. You still have white people doing things to black people because they feel like they're inferior, and vice versa. To be honest, black people do the same thing to white people. It's just the fact that you see more white people doing it to us. I just feel like it's difficult as a black man growing up in society for me to achieve what a white man would at the same time, with the same education, same background as them. So it's not really balanced in my opinion.
Okay, could you think of a time where you were discriminated against or felt like you were treated unfairly because you were black?
I can think of just one instance. I was on Virginia Beach Oceanfront on the Strip, and I had just got my new truck. I had a Nissan Titan, brand new truck. And, you know, when you have a nice car, that's the thing to do. Ride up the Strip so all the girls can see you, you know. Look at that, you know, nice young man in a new car. And literally was on the Strip not even 5 minutes and got pulled over. For what? You know, driving while black. Exactly.
Got it.
They had no reason. Everything was legit. I mean, I had my truck like 2 days, so like, what could have been wrong? I mean, it could have went a whole negative way, but like, it's the fact that they pulled me over. Like, you know, I wasn't doing anything wrong.
Okay, and last thing, what would you want other races to know about you? What would you advise them? What advice would you give them?
To give us a chance. Stop looking at us because of a color. We don't look at you because of a color. Every time we go to apply for a job, I'm not thinking, oh, this white man's not gonna hire me because I'm black. Like, just give us a chance. All black people aren't the same, just like all white people aren't the same. Welcome back. Right now, I'm going to introduce Domo. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Yes, I am Damo Devo. Don't forget the O.
So, Domo,
Yes, sir.
what is your take on racism in America right now? How do you feel about it?
Race in America is very interesting. To me, it's a song that never ends. But I think that people must understand the simple concept. They got to go to the root of the problem. Racism is not something that you're born with.
Yeah,
It's something that you're taught.
Mm-hmm.
So these things are taught because when a child grows up, they don't see color. They don't see that you're black or I'm white or Chinese or Asian or Jamaican or Filipino. They don't see that. They just see life. They see you as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can take back and go back into that mentality, into that frame of thinking, I think that we can begin a healing process, and people will understand that, you know, it's not about color.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the heart. And I think that people have to have that honest conversation. White people have to particularly understand the black culture, understand what it means to be black, what it means to, you know, have the odds against you, what it means for people to fear you by just walking into the building, or, you know, being followed in the store when you're going shopping because they're thinking that you may possibly be shoplifting, or I'm dressed in all black, so I can go to the bank right now. They might think I'm a thug, or I might be here to rob them.
Yeah.
So it's those prejudgments, those premeditated thoughts there that kind of put a bad, it's almost like a stench. It puts a stench where you can't get that smell out. It's like, ugh. So I think that people have to really start having those conversations, especially, like I said, it's the white people, because I see a lot of other races don't really have a problem with the African American culture.
Yeah.
It's a lot of it has to do with the white versus black. And no, it's not fair. It's not right, because they don't understand our pain. They don't understand our history. They don't understand our struggle. And all it takes is you having a little bit of compassion, a little bit of understanding, and I think that then you kind of will see the light. We can't, even if we told you the things that we go against, it might sound shocking to you, but until you actually experience, you would never really
it's a whole
understand.
different ball field there.
So race in America still exists. It happened to me. I go to plenty of stores. If I'm having a bad day where I just want to put on a skull cap, or if I want to put on some shades, if I want to wear a black coat, trench coat or so, I'm looked at as a threat. I even had a white person say to me, "You scare me just by the way I look at them." I didn't know how to take that, but I had to really sit back and process this and say, basically, what you're telling me is you don't know me. I'm not checking for you, but you're looking at me, and I'm all of a sudden a threat to you. I don't know how you want me to look at you. I don't know if I'm supposed to sit like this all day and say hi. How, you know, even if I am the nicest to you, I still somewhat scare you, and you got to get that out of your system. That's something that you have to deal with, interact. If you just open up and just try to just speak or just understand what that black or African American is going through, a lot of this wouldn't be as prevalent as it is today.
Yeah.
So
Didn't
that's my
change
spill
at all.
on race. Hopefully, I'm just trying to spread love, really.
Yeah.
I always say if I can just bomb the world with love, it would be such a better place. But,
Yeah.
you know, hate does exist, and I think that some things you just have to love the hell out of. So if you got some people who are just don't understand or just stuck in their racist way, you have to love that pain. You have to kind of put yourself in a position where you kind of understand their heart and get to the heart. Because there are some really good, nice white people. And I love me a really nice white person who, you know, caring, giving, I can laugh with, I can joke with. And it is a lot of my white friends, they understand race, because I make sure they understand. I can fit, I can adapt to them. I can sit in the boardroom with the best of them. But I'm also still have my ghetto ways. I'm a little ratchet sometimes. You know, they might be ordering something expensive. I just might want me a Jack and Coke or a little beer or so. So you do your expensive salads, and I'll do my, you know, meal from Walmart that I can just pop in the microwave or something. So, you know, those kind of things.
Good afternoon, good morning. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Well, we're having a serious conversation right now. So what I would like to know is, what does race in America mean to you?
Race in America means to me right now in 2016, it really means a divide because we're still looking at each other's based on the color of our skin. and things are being divided, rights are being divided, way of passage is being divided strictly off of your past, whether you light, dark, in between. Everybody in America is being judged pretty much based off of what your color has been seen to do in the media. So if the media portrays brown as this, then this is the race. If media portrays white as this, then this is. But as of right now, race really does seem to be a divide in the United States. I wish everybody would look at everybody as clear, as in like a clear skin tone, and only look at them as for what they have done to you and what experience have you had with them, that we can come together as a whole and eliminate the whole race and the racism issue.
Nice. Sounds good.
Good afternoon, world. Right now we're discussing a very serious topic, race in America. We have the lovely Miss Domo here, Virginia State and Phoebus alumni. And what exactly does race mean to you?
It's kind of hard to just put one little finger on it. Race to me means that if you see a person for what they look like on the outside, then you have a problem within yourself that tells me that you have a mental short circuit somewhere, that you are judging someone based upon a physical characteristic that they cannot change. No one can help their skin color. No one can help physical attributes about themselves that they have. So to me, it's like when you look at it, I found a quote earlier. It said, God was testing people's ability to show love to somebody who can hate you for no very reason. So it still blows my mind that today that you see little children, 3, 4, and 5 that can play together with no kind of incident, but grown adults can barely go in a store and walk 2 at a time in a door without it being an issue of who's going to hold the door, who's not supposed to hold the door, who walks in first, who doesn't walk behind this person. So it's still a very touchy subject, but it's something that needs to be talked about. It's something that needs to be brought up because slavery was not that long ago for people that want to continue to say 3, 4, 500 years ago. No, Jim Crow was only 50, maybe 60 years ago, which is not a long time ago because most of our parents are definitely around that age. And it's sad that we still live in an era where, you have to worry about telling your little brothers and sisters or your cousins and your nieces and everybody that you care about, to always watch your back. And they don't understand why. It's, you have you're targeted from the time that you're born. We're all born with 2 strikes against us. 1 is we have brown skin, and 2, we're either male or female. So in a world where people particularly live out of fear, and that's how they treat others on a day-to-day basis, is something that we need to work on as a people and try and get through. Because if we don't, the world as we know it will not exist.